Hello! Today we will make an Apeach. It looks like this. Very cute. They are made in proportion to each other. This is about the size that Apeach is to Ryan. I love this yarn in pink, white, it's just called white, and tropical pink. We'll be using an E4 3.5mm hook, a needle and scissors, and for the face here, this back is embroidery using this yarn, but the face we're using felt. We use white, black, a red, and a pink. And lastly, if you have, this is a felting needle, use it to attach these felt pieces, but you can also use hot glue. If you don't have hot glue, you can also sew it on, sew around the edges with some thread. I think that felting it in gives the nicer finish, so I recommend this. Wow. So you start with this lighter pink. I forgot to say this and do it, but before you start crocheting, leave a bit of yarn so that you can use it to sew here. You shouldn't need that much, but I always like to cut way more than I need just in case. Okay, for the head, I'm going to start with a slip knot. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 1 for the turning chain. Now, starting round 1, we're going to skip the first chain, and in the second one, we're going to single crochet in the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And in this stitch, the first chain, we're going to increase. So put 2 single crochet into this stitch. And then turn the work this way. So we're working on the other side of the chains now. And we're going to single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now it is optional. You could just mark the end of the round here, but I like to slip stitch in the first stitch of every round, and I also tighten it like this. Okay, so there's round 1. Now for round 2, I'm going to start with a chain 1, going back in the same stitch. I'm going to do an increase, and then increase in every stitch around for a total of 16 stitches. For round 3, I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch, and increase in the next stitch, and repeat that all the way around. You should have a total of 24 stitches. For round 4, we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then increase in the next stitch. Repeat that all the way around. And you should have a total of 32 stitches. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but it is kind of curling or like waving. It's like ruffling, and that's because we are increasing a bit too much. And we're doing that on purpose because we're going to fold in quite a bit of stitches on the back later. So that's why. Okay, for round 5, I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then increase in the next stitch. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 40 stitches. For round 6, I'm going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches and increase in the next stitch. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 48 stitches. Okay, for round 7, I'm going to single crochet in every stitch around. And your total stitches should remain 48. Okay, for round 8, we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. And increase in the next stitch. And repeat that around for a total of 56 stitches. Okay, now for round 9 to 13, I'm going to single crochet in every stitch around, keeping the stitch count of 56. Okay, should look like this now. You can see it's kind of wavy because of the increases. So now we're going to make this. And to do that, we're going to make sure that, you see how when we chain 4 at the beginning, the chain goes this way, the oval is this way. So make sure you have it horizontal like this, and then in the middle, we're just going to fold it inward like this. In the middle, it doesn't matter which way. And then pinch it from the inside quite a lot, like this much, about. And then we're gonna sew that in place right now. Okay, so since I forgot, I'm gonna have to off from the other end. Okay, so thread the yarn through the needle. I'm going to tie a double knot at the end. Like so. And then pinch it again. So you want it like this. Just bring your needle through like this. And just sew back and forth. Like so. And that'll keep the crease there. You don't have to go all the way up, just in the middle here. Okay? So now, just make a knot. And you don't even have to hide the tail because it's inside, so just cut off. And we can continue crocheting. So for round 14, I'm going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Sorry for my squeaky hook. And decrease in the next 2 stitches. Like so. And repeat that all the way around. And you should have 48 stitches. Okay, for round 15 to 16, I'm going to single crochet in every stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 48. For round 17, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. And decrease in the next 2 stitches. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 40 stitches. Okay, for round 18, I'm going to single crochet in each stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 40. For round 19, I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And decrease in the next 2 stitches. And repeat that around for a total of 32 stitches. For round 20, I'm going to single crochet in each stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 32. Okay, at this point I'm going to pause and stuff. Try to stuff the halves like separately. So stuff on this side of the crease, and then also stuff on this side of the crease. Okay, for round 21, we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And decrease in the next 2 stitches. And repeat that all the way around for a total of 24 stitches. Okay, for round 22, we're gonna single crochet in each stitch around, keeping the stitch count at 24. Okay, for round 23, we're going to single crochet in the next stitch and decrease in the next 2 stitches. And repeat that around for a total of 16 stitches. For round 24, we're going to decrease every stitch around for a total of 8 stitches. Now this is your last chance to stuff, so and last round, for round 25, we're going to decrease every stitch around once again. This time we'll have a total of 4 stitches. Okay, now you can cut off, and just gonna hide the tail within the head. You don't have to, but I'm gonna sew the last 4 stitches together. It really doesn't make that big of a difference, so you don't have to do this. And then I'm gonna hide it in the head. And just pull it out wherever. And then cut the yarn. So there's the head. Now we need to make the body. So I'm using white now. Now to start the body, I'm gonna use a magic circle. There are plenty of ways to make magic circles. This is how I do mine. I just wrap it around my pointer finger, hold it, and there is my magic circle. Okay, so we're going to start off with round 1, which is 6 single crochets in a magic circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And pull the tail to close the circle. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to single crochet in the next stitch and increase in the next stitch, and repeat that around for a total of 9 stitches. For round 3 to 5, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around, keeping the stitch count at 9. Okay, once you've finished that, you can just cut it off. And we're going to repeat that to make another leg. Okay, now that we have 2 legs, we're going to continue crocheting on this second leg. Okay, for round 6, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Excuse me. 4. Now we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2. Then we're going to grab this first leg and just stick your hook in any stitch. I like to have the seam for the end of the round here on the side of the body, so I stick my hook here. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, and so forth. Okay, now we're going to single crochet 2 along the chains. So if you flip it over like this, you can see this is the single crochet, this is the first chain, this is the second chain. So we're going to go into that second chain there, do a single crochet, and then we're going to go into the first chain right here and do this second single crochet. Okay, now working on this leg again, we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you should have a total of 22 stitches, including these chains here. Okay, so for round 7 to 12, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around, keeping the stitch count of 22. So we're single crocheting, and when you get to the chains, remember that there's 2, so just identify where they are here, and then single crochet into them. There's one, there's two. And also it's really easy to skip this single crochet right here because it's kind of hidden. It's easy to skip it and go into this one. Make sure you catch this single crochet right here. Okay. Just single crochet in every stitch around. So for round 13, I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then decrease in the next 2 stitches. And I'm going to repeat that 4 times. Two, three, decrease. There's the second. And there's 2 stitches left, and we're just going to single crochet into both of them. And close in the round. You should have 18 stitches. Okay, so now cut off, but leave a tail for sewing. Just pull it through like so. And now you need to stuff it. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the head upside down like this, and make sure again that it's horizontal. Again, the body is an oval, so make sure they line up like so. And I'm gonna pin it in place. And then take the tail and just start sewing stitch by stitch to the head. Now I'm making sure to pause before I close it completely so that I can add last minute stuffing. And then at the end, I'm just going to make a simple knot. Like so. And then I'm just going to hide the yarn within the body. Soup. Now all that's left are the arms. So I'm going back to white. And we're going to start with a magic circle again. We're going to put 6 single crochet in the magic circle. Now for round 2 to 6, we're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 6. the arm should look like this. You can cut off, leaving a tail for sewing. And pull it through. You can stuff the arm if you want, just a little, but I find it unnecessary. Okay, so we're gonna pinch the arm like this, making sure the tail is at one end. Pinch it close like this. And then we're just gonna sew it to the side right underneath the head. I'm gonna hide the tail within the body as usual. And there's one arm. And just repeat the same for the other arm. Okay, now that we've got two arms, we are done crocheting. Next we're gonna sew on these cute little lines in this darker pink color. I'm gonna cut off about that much yarn. I'm gonna thread it on the needle and then tie a double knot at the end. Okay, and then go to the back. And we're gonna sew on these little like blush lines. So I'm just gonna stick my hook there. I'm gonna envision where I want them around here. Okay. And we'll take care of this later. Just gonna drag it across to the left, like so. Do that 3 times. And the same on the other side. Make sure you make it the same round so you can follow here. Okay. Now I'm gonna go down, bring the yarn down here. You won't be able to do it in one go because it's too far away, but you can bring it down to the body like this and then go back into that same spot and bring it down to where you need it to be. So you want them right here. Okay. And then just hide the tail within the body. Since we're not making a knot, I like to weave it through the body. That way the yarn catches on the stuffing and it secures it a bit more. So weave it through a few times and then cut off. Now about this, just take your crochet hook, go in through a stitch not too far away, come out here, wrap it around, and pull it through, like so. Okay, now all we need to do is the face. Okay, so I've got red felt, I've got a dark pink felt, white, and black. So I'm going to start with the eyes in black, and I'm just going to make sure you have a reference picture. I'm just going to use my previous Apeach as reference. So I'm just going to cut off a little square. That should be enough to make 2 eyes. And then I'm just going to cut take your time on this and just make a circle as best you can. And then for the other one, you just place it on top of the felt and then cut around it. And now you have 2. And for now, I'm just going to lay them on top. Just sit them there for now. And I'm going to take some red felt. Again, I'm using this previous doll as reference. Okay, now that I have the face laid out, I'm going to take my felting needle, and that's how I'm going to attach them. So first, I'm going to poke a bit at each piece to make it stay in place. Being careful not to poke myself. Now that I have them in place, I'm going to go along the edges of each piece, and that'll make it look a lot neater. Now he has a face. And we are all done. This is the finished Apeach. Apeach? Apeach? Thank you for watching. Bye bye.